Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Thanks for tuning in to Asobi Sport Family Fitness. And if your laundry room looks anything like mine, there are always more clothes that either need to be washed or need to be folded and put away. So these are actually all clean clothes. We've gotten through a lot of loads here, but they need to be folded and put away. And I've had a number of clients and viewers ask me, what can I do to exercise and keep my mood and spirits up while I'm helping the family and tending to the laundry and to the house. So here are some exercises that work for me. I hope they provide tools for you. Okay, the simplest answer is the side step. No matter what your fitness level is, we can probably stand up and do side to side step. So that simply looks like this. And I'm hopeful you can see with the lighting, I know it keeps shifting, it's side, tap, side, tap. So if we just grab, let's see if we can grab one article at a time. If we just grab a towel, for example, and we're folding that towel, we can be stepping side to side. And I wear a Fitbit, and so it tells me, it's counting my steps, and it's telling me that I am stepping as I'm doing my side to side. So I have a goal of 10,000 steps a day, and this side step is a great tool for me. It really does help, okay? So I hope that tool helps. Here's another tool for you, and it's the plie or the squat. Now a typical squat, our feet are parallel, maybe about hip width apart or a little bit wider, depending, and your knees track over your toes. I like to go into prayer hands and press my hands together. Okay, so this is a typical squat, or at least in bar we do this. I like to lift my toes, hopefully you can see that, lift my toes and I rock my weight backward and I squat. Now, I can only rock so far back before I lose my balance. So a great tip is to actually hang on to the washing machine. Use the washing machine, and you could also do this at the kitchen sink if you're washing dishes. Just take a quick break, hang on to the washing machine, lean back, and come up. So we're going to hip flexion, hip extension, hip flexion, hip extension. If I lift my toes, then I rock a little bit farther back and up. Now, if you're taking a bar class, you'd put a little gentle ball or a pillow between the knees, and you're going down and up, down and up. And if you have taken a lot of bar classes, you know that we do static holds, and then we go into heel raises and all sorts of neat ankle articulation exercises, little pulses, anything like that. Now I'm literally hanging on to this washing machine, and I can feel my back body getting a lot warmer, waking up, starting to say, hey, this is good. I'm being utilized. Hooray, I'm not just sitting on my bottom. I'm actually using my hip extensors, my hamstrings and my glutes. And then I can go into full hip extension where my legs are straight and I'm opening. These are hip extensors, and I'm squeezing or contracting my hamstrings, my glutes, my hip extensors. So hip flexion, hip extension. So I highly recommend just taking a quick break from all the folding and just do a set of 10, okay? All right, so that's a great tool for me. That's the squat. Here's the plie, and I'm coming down and up. Sometimes I'll even, try not to drop clothes on the ground, I'll even take a load down to the ground, which will force me to squat lower. Now I'm making sure I'm turning out my feet, so I'm also turning out my knees, and my knees are tracking over my toes. And I have to go pretty low to try to keep my chest over my pelvis. And then I come down and up. So here's the plie. Again, another simple movement, which is really handy. I have to go down a little bit lower to grab the clothes, and this one's inside out. But if I'm just doing plies, that's a great tool to use my hips, and the hips are what really relieve the back. So if we're not utilizing our hips to their full capacity, then we tend to get back pain. Sometimes we get low back, sometimes up in the neck and shoulders. But that all has to do with whether or not we're utilizing our hips. We're truly getting into our full hip function. Okay? So hopefully this plie technique works. And again, having the laundry basket lower to the floor really helps. Then you can do more of a static plie. So I'm holding, and I can do little pulses, or if I hold, I can also do ankle articulation. So very similar to what we were just doing with the bar squats. So I'm low enough that I can reach my clothes, and then I do set of 10 on one side, set of 10 on the other side. Then I really work my balance. Now this one's a little tricky to be folding clothes at the same time because your focal point really impacts our balance. So get some clothes, see if you can look up. I mean, you can do it while looking down, but a lot easier to turn on the glutes, look up, find that neutral spine, lift both heels, and see if you can, if you want to fold at the same time you can, or just take a quick break. But the whole idea, is to be using your body, getting the blood, getting the energy, getting the oxygen moving through our body, so we're not just sitting and feeling depressed and frustrated that we're stuck at home and the laundry and dishes are piling up. Because that's a little too easy to get into that rut. Believe me, I've been there. So we want to be able to help our mood and help our breath. Okay, so we've got our plies, we've got our static holds, our ankle articulations, and then our little pulses if you choose. All right, here's another thing you can do. I'm just going to move that off the ground so you can see my feet. You can do sort of a little side shuffle. So if you've got a table to work with, really handy. It doesn't have to be in a laundry room. It could, couch is a little low, but it could be on another table. So this side shuffle I find is really nice. It's almost like the side step that I was just showing earlier, right? Side step is an active rest. It's something you can do that's not too exhausting, right? But if you want to challenge yourself, you get down into a squat, and let's say you've been doing all the static ankle articulation, static holds here. Now you want to go over to this side of the table, just add a little shuffle, okay? Again, you don't have to be doing this while folding clothes. It's just if you find that helpful and productive for your mood and your spirits. The whole point is to relieve stress, not to induce some more stress, okay? So I hope that one helps. Then I find this one helpful, especially if it gets rather mundane, doing the same thing over and over again, folding more of the same clothes. Okay, so here's another one that you can do. All right, and we're gonna kick our kick. Now you could hold on, right? If you're using your arms and your legs, it's awfully hard to fold at the same time, right? But holding on obviously gives us more stability, all right? If you find your balance, and it doesn't have to be high kicks, it could just be little kicks, right? You could even do just tendus where you keep your foot on the ground the whole time. But if you can take a second where you're really balancing on one foot, you're going to feel that translate all the way up into the glutes, into standing leg or the base legs glutes. You're also working your core and trying to stabilize your trunk while you're mobilizing your hip, okay? So I like to do 10 of those on one side, 10 on the other. So let me show you the other side. Again, I really let this laundry pile up. It's been quite a week, so it's a little crazy here. All right, so I find my balance, and I kick, and I kick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I do 10 kicks on each side. I'm going to try to find more surface areas here to put my folded clothes. Then I like to go to the side. Let me go ahead and move that note. I go to the side. And again, you can be holding on and just taking a break from folding. It might take you, 5, 15 extra minutes to fold, but we're here anyway. We may as well feel better while doing it, right? So I'm turning my foot out so my kneecap's up to the sky, and I'm really stretching the inner thigh while I'm kicking. Okay, I'm swinging my foot in front and in back. Now if you have your balance, you can do this without holding on. Just make sure you don't kick anything. I really want you guys to be safe and be careful, okay? So, again, find your balance. These might not be pretty kicks, but at least you're working your balance, okay? So I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hear me getting out of breath. 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have another towel folded. Okay, thankfully towels are nice and easy to fold. All right, let's do our other side. You could be doing this while, like let's say you have a pile of socks here. You're just trying to match socks. Why not do some kicks at the same time, right? Let's do our other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, another towel folded. So I like to do kicks backward, okay? It's ideal if you can hold on to something. Make sure you're not gonna kick anything behind you. You have lots of room. Make sure nobody opens a door on you and comes running in if you know you have a door behind you. Just gonna make sure that's locked. Oh yeah, good thing I checked. Okay, so this one we wanna be careful with only because we're possibly extending the spine, right? But ideally, we're really focusing on kicking the leg and extending the hip flexors. So you can lean as far forward as you like to not stress the back at all. But what's so cool about this is you're actually lengthening and shortening the standing legs hamstrings. So you're gonna tone up the legs like crazy simply by kicking and simply by saying, hey, I'm gonna commit to doing exercise while I clean the house. Okay, so I like to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Now let's see if I can find my balance. This isn't for everybody, so you can opt out of this one. I'm gonna try to find my balance while I kick backward. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, got another towel folded. All right, so I did 10 in each direction, and those kicks are lovely. Gets my heart rate up. Again, 10 forward, both sides, 10 sideways, both sides, okay? And then I do 10 backward, both sides. And then if my heart rate's really up high, then I just go back to the side step. And this is a nice one. Again, I can be doing this all day, and it's not too challenging. But I get my steps in. And anything that helps release endorphins helps us feel better, right? All right, so I hope that gives you some tools. Again, we did the side step, we did the squats, we did the plies, we did the deep plies, grabbing close from the ground. We did the ankle articulations, little pulses, little side shuffles, and then we did some kicks. And then here's another one if your knees let you. I would not recommend folding clothes while you're doing it, but hey, we'll get creative and add some exciting exercises. So sometimes I'll come down to a deep squat and just add some explosive jumps. And these are our frog jumps. 2, 3, I like to catch the flies with my hands. 4, 5, 6 as a gymnastics conditioning exercise. 8, 9, 10. Now you don't have to touch the ground to get something out of it. If you just want to be doing jumps like this, again, great exercise, right? You could be reaching for the sky if you want to, but the lower you go, the deeper the hip flexion, the more stretch or elongation you get both in the deep pelvic floor and the adductors and the hamstrings. So the more you have to stretch it and the more you have to contract it, woo, the more you'll get out of the exercise. So I hope that gives you ideas. Thanks again for tuning in. And guys, I wish you the best. Keep that positive attitude, keep your spirits up. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.